Well, this is it. The big day has finally arrived. After more than a year in restoration and more than 2 decades since it last turned a wheel in anger, the first of our 3 Ascari Judd LMP900 race cars is finally ready for its return to the racetrack. In case you missed the last episode, Ascari was a small independent British sports car manufacturer that raced in the early 2000s at Le Mans, Sebring, Daytona and in the FIA Sports Car Championship. The cars were beautiful, their Judd V10 sounded sensational and most importantly, they were fast enough to win at Donington, to qualify on pole position in Monza and to sit on the overall front row of the grid at the Daytona 24 Hours. And this was against the cream of the world sports car crop at the time, including Ferrari, Dallara, Dome, Lola and plenty more. And now, with the first of the 3 cars fully restored, it's finally time, after more than 2 decades, to hear that glorious V10 engine sing once again. Now, today is just a shakedown test. It's all about checking functionality and reliability, driver comfort and so on. It's not really about performance testing. We're never going to race here. So Nicky's going to start. That's Nicky Pastorelli. He's not only the man behind the company that did the restoration, but he's also a former world-class level driver with a very serious CV. Anyway, what I was saying is this is one of the great sports car engines. It's got its history, it's derived from Formula 1, and this is the 4-litre version of Judd's V10, which started off in Formula 1, I think it's a 3-litre, then went into Group C racing as a 3.5-litre, and then by the time it came into this era of prototypes, there were 4 litres, and they later went on to keep increasing the capacity. And they're fantastic engines as well, but they don't sound like this because the bigger capacity versions of this V10 don't rev to 11,000 RPM. That's why for me, this is the one. Wait to hear it come by on full song for the first time. Put earbuds out for this bit. Oh wow, what a noise. Fantastic. Quite normal now. Roll the car back into the garage, engine cover on, just look around, check everything's okay.
It's quite
First
short.
impressions?
Quite short, it's amazing. No,
Okay.
like
We can leave it at that, I'm happy with that, that's good.
no, like the first lap out of the pits, it felt already really confident. So it's great on shifting, it's great on braking, but even we have made a base setup based on data and calculations, but we are already quite there. There's a little bit of fine tuning to do, mainly for the very slow corners, but no, really nice.
How's the traction?
Traction is great.
Really?
So basically the braking is very easy. Shifting is very good.
So the shifting is just
stay flat out
and just pull
the
the lever because there's a load sensor in the lever that
exactly, but
cuts it.
sometimes in some cars you really have to be really precise on pulling the lever, and you have to pull it quite hard. And here, even if you make, let's say, a mistake, it still goes. Okay. So that's really good.
And then on downshifting, you told me you're left foot braker, and you're not even using the clutch.
No, you can choose.
Just give a little blip.
If you are a left foot braker, you just left foot brake and give a little blip. And otherwise, you use the clutch. That's also fine. Oh, it's great.
Can't wait.
Yeah, you'll like it.
24 years since I first laid eyes on an Ascari, and I remember standing on the pit wall at Manicourt as they lined up on the grid for the start of that round's FIA Sports Car Championship, and I watched my friends with massive envy race these screaming V10 engined beautiful machines. Already feel that huge torque. I need to reposition the steering wheel for my long legs. Wow. Not really the track for this kind of car, but good for a shakedown. Too twisty though. The upshifting with that gear cut is fabulous. Silky smooth. Dialing in the downshift blip now. Feels nice, sounds nice. Wait for the shift lights to light up. Keep your foot flat and just pull the release. Big stopping power. What a thing. Oh shit. Glad to see me there. Very, very nice. But what a car. That is that's going to be seriously potent, I think. It's not the right kind of circuit to start evaluating its handling, but it is the right kind of circuit to be able to tell instinctively it's massively capable. But it's got no quirks. And actually, as twisty as this place is, it would highlight some weird quirks. You know, you've got one or two sort of medium speed corners where you can activate the downforce a little bit, keep the throttle open, lean on it. Just bolted. And the tight and twisty stuff, maybe the sort of second gear 180 degree hairpin type turns, that's when you're just losing the front end to a little push of understeer, but that's probably a setup adjustment away from being solved. But what I like about it is right from the start, I know exactly what I've got underneath me, and that's a good sign for where the car's at. Particularly on this, its very first day after total restoration. Missing a simple but critical spacer behind the steering wheel, I wasn't quite able to get my lanky legs comfortable. So, with the function checks successfully completed, I handed back to Nikki to crank up the pace.
exciting. It's a special moment. It's not just about restoring the car and that taking a year, but I raced against these things in my youth a long time ago, sort of 23 or so years ago, and I fell in love with them. And I was friends with guys like Ben Collins and Werner Lutberger who drove these cars in period, and my race engineer, the Raymond team, was the same race engineer, a wonderful guy called Brian Ireland, who was the co-designer and chief engineer on these cars. So I feel a significant connection to them, and just to be involved in their sort of comeback to life is fun. It's really nice. What an unbelievable first day. I'm just blown away by the job that the Pastorelli guys have done with the restoration, because we've had flawless functionality all day long, and we were one little spring change away from what Nicky felt was a very raceable setup. So all that remains now is to graduate to a proper big quick circuit, let this thing off its leash and see what it can really do.